You are going to have challenges to make short algorithms or long algorithms to get Bbot to go to different places. You will be using one of the shape mats, and I have written up 5 challenges for you to try to get Bbot to go to certain shapes. We will have 4 groups doing that on the carpet. When you are not doing that, you will be working on your code.org coding puzzles at your seat, and then we'll trade halfway through class, okay? Remember to use your problem-solving strategies, okay? Guess and check, looking for patterns, act it out if you need to. You're really good at doing that, standing up and acting it out. Ask a friend for help, because Miss Prabulos might be helping the people with the Bbots, so maybe you would ask a friend for help, and looking for those pesky bugs in our code, okay? Do you want to test it out again, Scarlett? That is great to guess and check as you go.
Oh, you gotta turn around.
Harper, do you need yours? Here you are.
Right there. Right. Now see what you did.
So what are you doing that puzzle? What are you doing now?
Why are you doing
Oh, okay.
So she taught me
So what was your favorite thing about doing those?
all of the coding and all that.
Mm-hmm. What's the hardest thing about coding?
That we don't know which way they're going
Oh, you don't know which way they're going. So how do you figure that out?
by like seeing which way they're going
What's your favorite thing to do when you're coding?
and everything, mostly everything.
That's a good answer. All right. So what were you supposed to do here?
We're supposed to go forward, left, forward, then collect it.
All right, and you're collecting that gem. Okay. So did it work for the first time you did it?
Mhm.
All right. So let's show us how it goes. All right. Thank you. Why is this important?
Well, I definitely think it's important because students need to think critically. They need to be able to tackle problems and challenges that are hard. They need to collaborate, communicate, and I really feel like coding and programming provides just an excellent avenue for students to do that, whether they're using the robots or solving a coding puzzle or later on doing some more creative coding.
And so, tell me a little bit about the robot. So, what was the task? What
Sure.
were you trying to get?
Yeah. Well, the students had used the robots previous to today, last year, with a little bit simpler tasks. So today I gave them 5 challenges to code their robot to get from one shape to another. But I encouraged them to sort of think outside the box in terms of the most efficient or shortest algorithm, or if they could create a really long algorithm to do the same thing. And so just kind of challenged them to think about different ways to solve the same problem.
When we think about the coding that we saw, what was the goal there?
Sure. Well, they are all, this group, I kind of let kids, we start out with the same puzzles and then it becomes a little bit differentiated. So it helps me see, can they work through a problem where I'm not necessarily standing there telling them the answer. And it also lets me see kind of their level of problem solving and coding.
And what do you like about using code.org?
Sure. I really like it because I do think it interests the kids. They provide characters and puzzles that are engaging for the students, yet it challenges them. But also it meets most kids where they're at. It's not so far beyond them that they can't, obtain that challenge.
if there are other teachers who are thinking about trying to take this on, what's the hardest thing when you just start out?
Sure. Well, I think it's sometimes teachers can be a little intimidated by it. It's something new to them. But I would encourage them to think of it not as coding, but think of it as problem solving. And a lot of times when you make that shift in your mind, well, I teach kids how to solve problems all the time. This is just a different set of problems they're solving. And we're going to make mistakes. That's just a part of it, but we learn from them. So I would say just don't be afraid, and just give it a try. Take little steps at a time if you need to, but honestly, the kids can kind of lead the way a little bit for them, I think.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you.